question. So you want a cafe racer with speed, excitement, a little bit of tech? There's this offering from across the pond. Hello, Vicar. TG MotoRider. Checking out the Triumph Speed Twin. 100 horses, 83 foot-pounds of torque with a 0 to 60 of about 4 seconds. You know what's great about this bike? It gives you all the fun of a sport bike without the discomfort. You actually do have some pretty cool features on that. Your info will give you your average miles per gallon, tell you your traction control zone. Odometer's only got 1,500 miles on it. ABS, of course. And then you hit your mode button. Down here you can see it's in sport. You can put it in rain, road, sport. I'll leave it in sport. You can change this on the fly. You just have to make sure you put your clutch in and your throttle forward to kill your throttle down, and then it'll switch. I was flat-footing this, but I'm 5'9.5". If you're a little shorter, you might be tippy-toeing on this one at the stoplights. That seat height is actually higher than you think. It's really interesting. So you got a 120 on the front, 160 on the back, 55.6-inch wheelbase, which is the same as an Ninja 650. So you get that sport bike cornering and performance, but you get the low-end grunt and torque of the parallel twin. Some of the things I love about this bike: you've got double dual piston Brembos on the front. You've got 4.6 inches of suspension travel in the back. It is adjustable. You've got 4.7 inches of travel in the front. So when you hit the bumps, it's pretty even the way you take the bumps. This thing, when you put it on sport mode, really is like a little bat out of HE double toothpicks. All right, let's go for a ride. See what these 100 horses have to say. We're gonna leave it in sport mode. What the heck? I'm gonna be in British mode all day today now. Well, I am king, you know. Oh, king, hey, very nice. How'd you get that way, eh? By exploiting the workers. Oh, wow, this thing is a trip and a half in a lane, man. The genie is in the bottle. Wow, lightning in a bottle. All right, well, let's give it the beans. Better hang on, this thing's got something to say. Oh yeah, baby. Not even a question. Wow. Yeah, 0 to 60 about 4 seconds. Which is great. Very light, very flickable bike. I know you're sitting up high, but it doesn't feel heavy at all. Coming in at 476 pounds wet. You can flick this thing around like it's nothing. I had a Triumph Thunderbird 1600, and I did very much like that motor, you know. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite bikes. I've had 23, and I put about 12,000 miles on it before I moved on, but I really enjoyed it when I had it, you know. And it was a great bad weather bike. A really good bad weather bike. So right now, I'm on the highway. I'm doing 65. I got a big truck in front of me. The buffeting and the wind, not bad. You know, 475-pound bike. It is a bit of a breezy day. It's Missouri. I'm going to come back the other way on the highway and give it the beans, and we'll be in a little bit of a different situation here. I have to tell you, though, I like this thing. The shifting is light and quick. The clutch is light and quick. The throttle is easy and just twitchy enough to be fun. I really like this bike. Engine braking. Engine braking's good. And I really like this tack. And hitting the Brembos, really good reaction and good, and you got plenty of stopping power. So another interesting thing, when you sit on it, it kind of forces you forward, and it forces your legs kind of around and under the tank. The foot pegs look like they're in the mid position, but the way you end up, your feet end up behind you a little bit, so it's a little bit more like a sport bike, to be honest with you. If I could split the difference between my ZX14 and my Valkyrie, the foot position would be right in between that. Wow, the 55-inch wheelbase, man. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, yeah. the bike's pretty quiet. I can't hear anything because the wind is rushing by my head. Oh man, it's a great bike. Oh man, the Brits did a good job. I really like this bike. The fit and finish is pretty too. Wow, yeah, I'm liking this thing, man. I love the little Triumph badges on it. You know, I loved my Thunderbird. It was a great bike. It was steadfast. I had it in really bad weather. I'm leaning into this, and this bike is really quick. All right, 85, very steady. I do like the 120 and the 160. That's a really good setup. The 160 gives you enough width on that rear, you know. This thing performs, you know, the way I'm leaning forward on the handlebars, it sort of forces you to lean forward. It kind of puts you in that sport bike riding position, but it doesn't give you the thin, skinny little sport bike seat. It gives you a little bit of a thicker kind of cafe racer bench, but it's been pretty comfortable. The suspension soaking up the bumps is really comfortable. So what I would say about this is, if you want sport bike fun with more comfort, get one of these. And it looks great. If you're tired of the old fairing or naked look, but you want something that's zippy and quick like that, this kind of delivers. You know, this reminds me a little bit of my old GSX 8R. I mean, it's got plenty of punch. I would leave it in sport mode. I don't think I'd take it out of sport mode unless it was raining. We're gonna go in a parking lot up here, do some slow maneuvering. But I can already tell you, this thing is so light and flickable and effortless. So with a 3.9 gallon tank, online it says it'll do 49 miles per gallon if they're telling the truth. And if you ride it like your grandmother is on the back, yeah, I think you can get 160 miles out of a tank, maybe 150 before you have to look for a gas station. So it's got a 3.9 gallon tank. So the things I like, the 6th gear is nice. I punched it in 6 and it still had plenty of pull. It wasn't some token overdrive. It was actually very functional and good. Even at 80, you know, when you hit 6, it's there for you. I found the bike to be very stable, even though it has the 55-inch wheelbase. I do typically like bikes that have at least 57 plus inch wheelbase. That's why I like my ZX14 so much. You know, you get that straight line stability a little more with the longer wheelbases. But what you are gaining here is curvature. You can maneuver this bike so easily. This thing's so flickably easy to boss around. Is it worth $11,000 for a used one, or 10 grand? I think this is, I want to say 10 for this. It's a 2023. Yeah, I think so. For what you're getting, you know, now it's not going to be your long distance runner, but for what you're getting, yeah, I do think so. You know, you're getting traction control, you got a rain mode, you got a sport mode, you got a road mode if you want to ride it sensibly and get the economy out of it. 4 gallons is enough, you know, it's enough. It's not a long distance runner, but at the same time, it's not so unbearable. If you had to, you could, you know what I mean? You're still leaning forward, the pressure is still forward and on your wrists a little bit, you still feel that, you're still doing a little bit of a push-up. So it's not a fully upright riding position. That's what kind of keeps it from being, in my opinion, a good long distance runner. That and the fuel range is nominal. But I will say the braking, oh my gosh, the Brembos, so good, so good. The flickability of this thing, fit and finish, love these. It's a beautiful bike. Yeah, 10 grand, I could see it. 10,000 bucks. Yeah, and you got a 1200cc parallel twin that's lightning in a bottle. But for what you're getting, it's amazing, and I like that motor. It's a stalwart motor, and the 6th gear gives you really good punch. So even if you're in 6 on the highway and you just want to jam it and you don't want to downshift first, just hit it. You're going to be gone anyway. 6th gear gives you a lot, especially when you're in your more upper range, maybe 80 plus. And the cornering is really dynamic and simple. It's light, it's flickable, it's easy to ride. And this bike will actually make you look like a better rider than you are. I don't think it's a good beginner bike. It's got too much torque, but yeah, you know what? I'm going to amend that. It's lightweight enough that it's a good beginner bike. If you put it in rain mode, yeah, you could start there and then go to road mode and then go to sport mode eventually. Yeah, it maybe. Anyway, yeah, get one. Why not? And that's my review of the Triumph Speed Twin 1200. Keep Jesus on the front. Pray before you go. TG MotoRider, signing off. Your arm's off. No, it isn't. What's that then? I've had worse. You liar! Come on, you banzai.